memories, right? Even though they've come off with rosters, the Danzo, you know, we got to chat with Team Romania just yesterday. Very cool people, even though that they had a devastating loss against Team Indonesia. But again, it was a learning process. We also saw players in the mid lane like Ovin from Team Kazakhstan, great Valentina player as well. So these are the superstars that in the future might just be the next big thing.
Well, we're going to be introducing the players going up on the stage. It's going to be South Africa going up against Malaysia. We'll see how both teams fare up in WEC 25.
So kau buka dua-dua ke?
Kejap lagi aku nak buat apa ni? Tak, aku nak bagi 2 jam lagi 4 minit. Tak nak naik ni. Kamera guys ah.
The Warriors of the Cape, South Africa.
Gas. Sambil tume masak.
Nice try. Nice try. Hype of Anima. What is this? Spawn effect.
Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, the defending champions, the bearers of Jalur Gemilang,
Tak, tapi kenapa quality 3GP sih? Bro, kenapa 3GP bro?
And now with both Team Malaysia and South Africa on stage, we would like to invite both teams for a fist bump for us to start the match officially.
Into the physical contact before they hit into the land of Dawn. Team Malaysia, the clear favorites of WEC 25, up against the unknown South Africa. And I'm looking forward to another package of surprise and what they have in store for us. Because we have been surprised by Romania, we've been surprised by Team Kazakhstan.
I would say Iran as well.
Iran as well. Now we get to see, and we get another opportunity to see what else.
And right now we're going to look at the lineup here coming in from Malaysia. Momo Sakai, Stormy, Loliel, as well as Humes. And the star highlight, Sakai, Stormy, and Humes, so far has been slightly overshadowed here by Loliel as well as Momo. That they have not too many opportunities in the local tournament, but here in the internationals, man, they want to make sure that they get their time on the screen.
Yeah, there has been a lot of public discussion saying that hey, Loliel and Momo, they don't get to play with the YSF in the local league because they are technically enemies, but they're taking the moment, they're taking the chance to put themselves under the spotlight, and I'm loving what the side laners of Malaysia has shown. But they are up against the Cape Warriors of South Africa. We got Super Light Lindo,
Okay, gang.
Super Shady, and Velocity.
Kamera ha?
I had the pleasure of meeting Super Light Super Shady. I believe it was yesterday. They are the super duo. And I love their personality, man. Shout out to Super Light. Apparently he's Muslim as well. We had a good chat, and honestly, I hope for the best that they have a great experience here in Malaysia. Going up against Team Malaysia, they are known to be a team that has been really pushed the limit of discipline, where Coach Arcadia makes sure that they take every game seriously. So, not gonna lighten the load here. South Africa might have a difficult time going up against Malaysia.
Bukan light, super light.
You get thrown into the
Light pun tidur, apatah lagi super light.
To learn on the go, trial by fire. But if there's any consolation, regardless of the results by the end of this best of 3, I'm pretty sure that there's a learning experience for both sides. And for South Africa, we have seen so many different flavors. What are the flavors that they will have for us? Leomore Jungle was a thing. We saw the Benedetta Gold. We saw some pretty funky carry, second pick. It's endless, the possibilities.
Well, we're going to look at the maps here. And it looks like we are going to be Dangerous
Grass.
And,
okay guys, terima kasih semua. Kita nak tengok IESF ha. So siapa yang nak nobar boleh datang ke YT, okay?
For South Africa, but
tak tahu YT pergi tengok link dekat profile.
Very interesting characters that you know that they are.
Okay, bye bye.
They're kids. They're here to have fun.
And that's the most important thing when it comes to any tournaments. Sure, there are stakes, right? There's a a lot that you need to think about in terms of how to beat your opponents and what's on the line. But having fun is one of the more important elements, especially when the going gets tough. You need to have that mentality to keep yourselves in the game. And can I just say that
Turki vs Malay tu bukan semalam.
honestly, sometimes
Aku belum
I've
tengok ah.
forgotten what Coach Ark
Ya,
looks
aku
like
lagi
when
bos
he's
tangan
not
dia, guys.
donning the Malaysian jersey. He's part of us.
Honestly, yeah, he's a part of us, but then again, we treat everyone that comes here as family. Shout outs to Malaysia Hospitality, really making sure that everyone feels comfortable here. But now we're going to talk about the game and having the dangerous grass. We have seen Malaysia basically using the same draft until it gets banned out, but I'm really looking at, they've used the Hilda before. In dangerous grass, Hilda has been used by Momo. I want to see if this time Humes want to take the reign and see how he can perform on that Hilda roam. If South Africa ends up picking up an assassin.
Yes, I think Hilda has had quite an abysmal win rate so far at WEC, and as well, Team Malaysia in this case, alongside with the support of the YSS trio, are one of the few teams that have made it work. In fact, speaking of just trying out the flavors, I just want to quickly give a shout out to the South Africans here, the supporters of South Africa. If you guys want to try out any cuisines here, spicy or not spicy, do drop us a message or maybe talk to us after this, or talk to our foodie Rose.
Oh yeah,
We have plenty of choices there.
speaking of which, right now, South Africa will be the first pick. Malaysia will be second pick. And quite interesting here, quite a lot of tank junglers being banned out by Malaysia. Banning out the Baxia, the Fredrin, and even the Grok. In comparison, South Africa making sure that Hayabusa and the Fanny is not on the table, as well as Esmeralda.
We did say on day one when Malaysia took on Iran that when you, or just in general, when you don't have too much info on your opponents, sometimes going for the more generic staple bans does make sense. And Baxter Fredrin are few of those choices. That's our first pick for South Africa. And I'm liking this already. I'm expecting a YSS response from Team Malaysia.
Yeah, and again, like they have room to again think about whether they do want the Hilda, and at the same time, Momo has not shown his Arlet just yet. Don't know if he still want to keep this in the back burner or want to try out in this game, but so far South Africa is showing that they are willing to pick up an assassin here, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking Kimi. Kimi isn't Shin or Kimi Hilda.
Gatot is up too.
Gatot as well, yeah.
Kalea is also up
Ui,
too.
lanjut first pick.
Hilda and a CC. A
Panjat.
slightly different
Sound
approach
slow.
from Team Malaysia.
Serius ah?
Switching up the playbook a little bit. Momo has been looking
Yep.
extremely chill this whole tournament. I mean, he's generally a chill person,
Yeah.
even in the most toughest
Sekarang
of
okay
the
tak?
trees, but I think he's having a bit too much fun.
Sekarang
I
okay
would
kan?
say he's feeling finally comfortable. I
Aduh.
feel like he's like, oh, I get to use
Better.
the hero as I want to play, and then
Finally unburdened,
and then Ashley smashed the crystal.
Ya.
I get to play the game.
It's just a unique experience.
You know,
He hasn't been on international for quite a while, even though yes, it's in Malaysia, but
You can see the moment that some of these players get set free. I mean, Loleo is also a very good example. His
Kayak macam coklat chip.
ironically, his last trophy lift was also WEC with the same team. That time it was Gojas in the roster. The Kalea that comes out and the Uranus, like in what South Africa is bringing to the table.
Kenapa
They are
gambar
not
tak
scared.
sharp?
So now Malaysia, they do have the option in terms of the mid.
That time it was Gojas in the roster. The Kalea that comes out and the Uranus, like in what South Africa is bringing to the table. They are not scared.
So now Malaysia, they do have the option in terms of the mid. The Kimi is still there, and I think it's still going to be fine, but there isn't an option for them to pick up the Lunox. Good deny as well as good counter towards the Uranus.
Dah tu tak ada bang.
Or they want to go for a Jushin. Gonna be a little bit slow, but considering that you do have the CC
Nang
in
apa?
is a shred hero, or just be safe, pick up the Yusin Shin, and then figure everything out later.
Kayak
Truth
pisang
is,
coklat chip.
in a slightly more interesting spot because you don't have like a Grok to supplement or a Tot, right? You can only choose one. So happier with this Yisun Shin pick, so you get to save the mid laner for last and for the second phase.
Kali
And not
lancir
only
songseng
that,
ah.
you are
Tapi
not
itulah.
fully
Jadi
revealing
power
where Hilda
doi.
and CC are going.
Ke tak ada menang
And
lagi?
I feel like one of the safer ones is definitely banning out the mids, because having a Kalia, you don't want to pair her up with a burst
Ah,
hero, so
0-2.
maybe ban out something like Lunox, if
Disable
they
je lah.
themselves don't want to pick it up, ban out a Farsa, maybe even consider an Eve, unless they themselves want it.
Eve is always a good shout. Lunox banned out from Team Malaysia, very straightforward. I think for South Africa, you need to start considering. You might have to open up a bit of that mid hero, right? Because either way, you don't get priority, and there's always the pocket pick of Selena from Malaysia. We know Stormy loves that hero too. So I mean, there's even a deeper one, the Novaria. We have seen it. So you can't really shut out that mid lane completely, but what you can do is to force certain matchup, right? Maybe you force this Hilda to go Roma, you force this CC to be in the XP no matter what. Yuzhong has been a pick that was prioritized by plenty of teams since day one. Even Team Malaysia has shown respect to that hero. Maybe for South Africa, they can consider that as well.
Yeah, I'm liking the Harv ban.
Magic is my life.
Yale signature as well, and perhaps the Lunox ban give them an idea that okay, there's a chance that Harv could be picked up, and then we have no way to counter.
Yeah.
In terms of the next pick, I would say for Team Malaysia, another unique one is they could opt for a Ruby just to have that double fighter, and it's going to be much more difficult for the Lancelot to go in because I believe we saw that yesterday when Momo was the one using the Ruby and just stuck around Yisun Shin all the time, and then it's like there's no way of touching the Yisun Shin.
Yeah, and if you get caught by the curtain call and you get
welcome
to your teammate, it's almost impossible to get out. There's another pick to consider, the export. Yep. So I think there's plenty of options for both teams, in fact. Ranger banned out by Malaysia.
Yep. Trying to force out either a weird marksman or, you know, just not meta marksman, or force them out to use a fighter as well. Which, considering that
masalahnya kalau korang tengok kan,
they want some kind of burst here.
Dekat belakang screen player tu lagi buruk Ziot.
Any kind of burst. The only one that comes into mind is the
kau tengok belakang tu, tak boleh baca pun nama play.
Is an option too. I mean, for Malaysia, you definitely have more wriggle room for double fighter lineup just because of the YSS. We still have the Kimmy up. It has not been touched the entire
Macam
draft.
pixel art tu.
That could be an angle too, I think, for both teams.
Pixel art.
Yeah, but honestly, I
satu empat tu lah.
Coming in from South Africa because I understand.
Tua ciki masalahnya international bang. Tu lah pasal. Kalau local tournament, regional tournament, okay lah kan. Macam biasa. You know. I mean tak adalah acceptable tapi make sense lah kan. International bro.
But I do agree Farsa is the prime choice now for South
Setiap tahun tu lah pasal.
Even for Malaysia, just because they're on red side, they don't have to reveal too much. The Kimmy gets picked up for Stormy, and the mystery continues. We don't know where this Hilda and CC are going.
Tu tolong, siapa boleh beritahu dia? Siapa pakai YT ke sana? Macam mana nak hilangkan viewer kau kat bawah kanan bila full screen?
And considering the fact that you're using a Kalia, you do want more range just to make sure that you have backup, because I'm worried if the Kalia moves a little bit too far forward and this Hilda is going into the wrong position, there's a lot of damage between Hilda as well as Kimmy, and killing off the Kalia makes it so that doesn't matter Eve or Farstock, kind of impossible to move forward, especially with the looming threat that and level 2 gang coming in from the Yisun Shin.
If you get rooted down by the bubble, that's at this minimum a flicker out.
Si game dekat mana tahu ni?
The pick here, I'm thinking
nanti dia hilang sendiri.
Okay, looks like they are picking up the
Lapu boleh.
And they go for the Eve. So pretty standard here coming in from South Africa.
Okay, draft wise kan Sakiri.
They definitely are lacking a little
Thailand.
bit in the burst, right? They have some form of that from the last the Lapu. But the one good thing is that when that game goes late, the one thing that we always worry about with a Lancelot double fighter comp is the late game scaling. Eve solves that problem.
Tutup komen sebelum full screen lah tu, try.
Still hiding basically everything here. They can go for another EXP pick. Something like an Alice would be fine. The Yuzhong is still open.
Yep.
But instead they're going to
go sebab bias lancip,
so looks like this is going to be a Hilda EXP, and you can see
bukan bang.
I can't believe I get this at
sebab
last pick.
Sonseng susah betul nak main. Kalia, Lapu, Eevee, Lance, Uranus pun even 5-5 tu boleh.
I want one
boleh
Hilda.
buat itu. Sonseng ni sengsara lah.
One Hilda game in Dangerous Grass, and then Coach R's like, nah.
Like Coach R is gonna force me to play Gatot again, and then Arcadia is like, Gatot. He was like,
kuning gol. Bukan ni.
Like, hey, you guess what?
He was like, okay, I get it. He pissed Gatot.
Bukan
Coach R was like,
siapa
actually,
tu?
I wanted you to pick Yuzhong for Momo, but sure, you play Gatot.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Either ways, The draft has been completed coming in from South Africa as well as Malaysia. I gotta say, South Africa got a pretty standard and safe ban, which is gonna be good. It's just that going up against Team Malaysia, we know Southeast Asia is a region that really punishes the mid. So I'm just slightly worried for the Kalia because level 1, it's going to be very difficult for you to sustain the damage that a Kimi can dish out.
A lot of the games that we have seen that ended up going out of control is because of some early mid visits, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to translate into a kill. It can be you force a battle spell out, you take control of the priority, and then you just see that spillage kind of ripple into the other lanes, into the side lanes, and then into the jungle, and it's very hard to contain. And that's what teams like Malaysia and Indonesia, Cambodia, Myanmar, and to a certain degree, Turkey have been demonstrating across both categories. So if there's any takeaway from the first 2 days, I think South Africa definitely have been watching these games and getting a practice in, is to make sure that you don't lose control in the first 2 minutes, especially in that mid lane. If you get an early visit from Sakai's and he walks away with a kill, you've already lost half the battle.
Yeah, speaking of which, shout out to the Malaysian crowd. We can hear them supporting the Malaysian team here. Looks like we are waiting just a little bit for Sakai to handle his, I believe, some audio issues. But after that, we are jumping straight into the game here. And yeah, I think it's really the first 2 minutes here, Husky, right? If the first 2 minutes, South Africa is able to deter any kind of aggression coming in from Malaysia, considering the fact that you have a Kimi, you have a Hilda, and a Yeast and shit. If they can survive the first 2 minutes, there's hope.
Yeah. I guess the upside is that
ada audience ya? Dia ada tunjuk audience tak?
Right, like compared to a Lancelot Hayabusa.
Siapa yang follow semalam dengan kemarin?
Cheekier with how he can throw his
Ada penonton
shadows out across the wall, but aside from that, we say the first 2 minutes, but it technically is the first minute, right? Because by the time the turtle spawns, if there's already damage to your mid lane, you lose
Muram
control
semacam kali
very
grading.
quickly. And
Aku tak rasa kali grading dia yang problem. Aku rasa memang gelap bodoh kat sana.
What happened?
Like lighting dia yang gelap
All
boh.
the teams have lost, yeah.
Given the amount of shadow yang kita nampak sekarang ni kan.
And it's not too much mechanical prowess or, you know, in terms of the heroes, it's really about controlling that mid wave so that you force your opponents to overextend. And I feel like this is why there's such a big difference between local tournaments and international tournament, because there's an invisible line in the Land of Dawn where saying if you cross this line, you are
macam dia turunkan ni loh, dia turunkan highlight.
And so far, everyone that's crossed that line has taken a lot of damage.
And that also kind of brings forth the question, well, not the question,
lampu dia tak disperse.
The play styles, right? How the playbook is in.
Maybe lampu dia tak disperse. So kalau dia tak turunkan highlight, aku rasa muka player jadi putih ke.
MLBB,
muka macam ni, muka kena sensor.
Starting to really dip their toes into this, and they really get a harsh reality check, a master class on how to play the game. You sort of see the gap, but you also realize that hey, the game fundamentally has been designed in a way where you just cannot lose control of certain elements of the game.
Yeah, it's one thing to hear about it. It's one thing to see it, and it's one thing to experience it yourself.
Yeah. Because
even us as casters, like we know, we see it all the time.
Nak pemahal end up tak nampak apa.
Oh wait.
When we actually 5 stack and we meet another 5 stack that knows how the game works.
The enemy has a Grok Selena.
Nak buat macam horror movie.
Just die first blood. It's like, oh,
nanti masa salam ada 6 player kan.
There's another pick that I hope to see maybe deeper into.
Ada 6 player. Dua-dua team ada 6.
Has been
bingung.
Missing for quite a while. I mean, Dangerous Grass is probably the one that we'll see her the most.
Voti tak adalah.
A story pocket pick.
Sikit tak review, kata review bro ni nak farm most time.
We haven't seen much of the players who are known for having that lead when they want
it. Overheat.
Selena is as far as we go.
TT tak ada bang. Di sini saja tournament ni.
Mages anymore, right? Because again, the invisible line, the Valentina, the Louis, the kind of melee-ish range heroes are having just a bit of trouble. That's why we see more Farsas, Eve, the Kimis. So it's like, even if you do lose out, it's not that bad.
I have a clickbaity YouTube title for anyone who wants to make a video on MLBB. Kimi has ruined mid lane laning.
Hey, you know what?
Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, depends on how you look at it.
If you're on the receiving end, I can totally understand the frustration.
Yeah, imagine she just got nerfed and she's #1 picked.
As a Kimi player, womp, too bad. Alright, let's head to the game 1 between Malaysia and South
Okay,
Africa.
finally.
On the red side, South Africa on blue. And
Oi,
get
30
inverted
FPS.
both junglers on the purple buff.
Yeah, looks like they are starting on the opposite sides of
Ya,
the
bodoh,
map.
30
I
lah.
wonder which side
tapi
is
tak
gonna
lembut.
spawn the
Alah,
little
tapi aku rasa
wanderer.
30 lah.
But I'm guessing Sakai's, with this kind of rotation, I feel like we've seen it before. Instead of going for the little, he
Ataupun
might go
45
for
lah. Yang pasti
a
bukan
early
60 lah.
invade. But no, looks like he is closer to the little. So
Yang
they're
pasti
gonna
bukan
chance for
60
that.
lah, brother.
Quite a bit of damage coming in from Lindo. But look at that, super light, taking punishment from Momo.
Sakit.
There's a lot of
Among the
damage
plane,
from
bro.
the Void Crystals onto Stormy and Sakai, so
Among
have to
the
be
plane.
quite careful. Yuzu will be forced to use the Revitalize.
Mati.
And Velotizi trying to run away, will have to pop the Flicker. Sakai, I think, gets the camp as well, so alongside with the Little, gets a bit of that
The
experience
aggression, huh?
injection. Look at where
The
he keeps
aggression.
And like I said, Kimi has ruined mid lane for MLBB because that was kind of not fair. Lindo trying to secure the orange buff is able to do so, but this is just the first minute of the game and the jungle
Bodoh,
as
Indah
well
baru
mid
ni.
is
Serius.
suffering quite a bit. Same as Super Light
Kau
here.
tengok tu, macam mana
quite
dia boleh
difficulties
libas
going
Uranu
up
sampai
against
last.
Momo on this Hilda. And Momo might
Aku
be
rasa
able to
first
find
time
him
shot
out.
aku tengok Uranu
It was
sekali
a good
lane
backswing of abilities.
tanpa
It's
tanpa
faster.
benda-benda
Without
macam
having to trade
mekanik
any
different ke.
damage in return, and not to
Dia
mention if she
tekan
gets the
je
full
bodoh
stack of the
skillnya.
passive mark on you, you will literally start taking extra damage. And the fact that this sort of happened in XP lane is going to cause a bit of inconvenience to South Africa, right? As a Uranus is like, whatever. When I hit level 4, I'm willing to take the
When
punishment.
I
But
see your
if you're down, if you're down in XP,
face,
then you might see Momo
there's
moving around
not
the map a
a
bit more.
I
thing
feel
that
like the worry
I
is not
would
Uranus losing,
change.
it is the fact that Hilda is winning, right? It means that
Yeah.
she will get level 4
'Cause you're
first, she gets out of lane first.
amazing.
It means that she can scout for the Lancelot first.
Just
Lancelot's already having some
the
trouble,
way
so Momo,
you
if just
are.
torpedo straight towards Lindo, and then gets a kill,
When
doesn't get a
you
kill, doesn't
smile,
matter, as long as you hurt him
smile.
enough. Force our recall, free turtle, and we know how Malaysia likes to establish a zone.
Yep.
The zone just gets bigger and bigger and
Ay,
bigger. and they just
Eldrino
keep
apa,
on
bro?
denying every kind of farm for you.
And I'm
Bukan
pretty proud
saya,
about
bro.
how Malaysia approached that first 30 seconds, leading to the invade and the
Jadi
little
dia tengok
wanderer,
ulas
one
hero kuning.
wanderer. We saw Sakai start on the purple buff.
Tapi dia orang tak
half
buat.
the Beetle.
Bil baru
And
ah.
even before all of that was happening, we saw Yums and
Aduh.
Stormy set up the invade, right? They were playing
Aku
towards the
teringin
bottom
sangat nak
side of
tengok
the map
buat
just to
review
make
ah.
sure that, hey, we've got control of this
Sekali
area.
punya dia.
We are guaranteed to have our
Tapi
jungler
nak
move
team
here,
power
and
lah
if you
buat.
want
Tak
to
adalah
contest,
team
you
tak
have
mana-mana.
to go through us. And it's these small details that can make the difference in that early game if things go 100% well. In that case, Sakai walks away with a little wanderer and a beetle and a golem. But in the grand scheme of things, it allows you to sit at the orange buff, watch the
Predict
last
berapa lama?
one take it, and then Momo wins his lane.
Yeah. Despite
Aku
honestly doing
nak
quite a lot of
predict
trades
berapa
over
lama
to Stormy.
gap,
Stormy
tak
did
tahu
take
lah.
quite a bit of damage, same
Tapi apa
as
yang aku tahu
Yums.
dia akan lagi lama
But one of the
dari
advantages of a
game
guy
satu ni lah.
is that you can bring out the revitalize, so in case things goes bad, you have a healing there. And
Bestnya ada tag pause
might
sebab
make
boleh dengar host
tough
nyanyi.
to Sakai.
Eh, tak ada hal
We've
tu,
seen
Fit.
him
Fik tak ada hal tu, Fik.
just enter
Tak ada hal,
that
tak ada hal.
jungle
Kau nak
looking
aku
very
nyanyi
young
kau
now,
order
looking
je
very
tu.
mature,
Tak
looking
perlu
very
tag pause tu.
comfortable on the international stage.
Even
Tak perlu,
when
tak
you
perlu.
look at the club that he's been playing under, right? He's the only retained member
Welcome
up
ah.
to now, and he has gotten 4 local trophies and 1 international.
When
with
I
the
see
squad.
your
It's
face,
a long-standing,
face,
long future for this young
face.
kid. Back into
Uish,
the game we go.
little
Turtle
spawn.
spawning on the bottom side.
Yeah, and this time Sakai's the buff is gonna spawn closer towards
Oh,
the
Bijang
turtle,
meninggal.
so he can
Bye-bye.
actually go for that.
Kena
But
beli ke
Lolio doing a lot of damage onto Super Shady, forcing
Beli ke?
out himself to actually go for a recall. And look at that minion completely denied.
That's not good. Super Shady was trying to force the wave, but unfortunately it ends up losing a catapult. Again, it's these incremental things, these small details that allow Team Malaysia to get a lead. Traction pulses get thrown
Tiga
out.
bodoh
Doesn't
Uranusnya masuk
vacuum
seorang-seorang.
anyone back, and Turtle secured by Sakai. South Africa cuts their losses as Super Light goes down. First blood for
Tim tak ada
Momo.
pun
And
dia
this
pergi
is
masuk
where
baik.
the zone really starts. They start taking out the front line, and look at this. They go for Super Shady, taking a lot of damage. Not
Nice!
and misses the flicker. Lolio gets the kill. Lindo still able to get the
Tangga
purple
dinding
buff.
lah buluk,
But again, Malaysia,
bang.
they don't force it out. They just take one by one, and just slowly chokes you out.
And not only
Benjol.
that, you look at the statistics, it's already a 2k advantage. And look at Momo, he can just walk in here. What are they going to do about it? They could probably
Bom,
take out
boleh ubah.
Momo as he's a bit far
Tadi.
from home. But it took 4 members of South Africa to make that happen. The kill goes over to Lindo.
Yep. look up Castle Curse, and that clip will probably show up. Probably not. But either ways, right now.
What's the worst that can happen?
Well, Lolio now does have that War Axe, and I feel like if possible, South Africa, hold on, Lindo is able to dodge that.
Wow.
Hume's not gonna hit anyone with the ult. And again, I kind of feel like they gotta try to help out Black here because he's not getting any farm. Lolio's not allowing it.
It's all for the Little Wanderer, and look at the conversion. These small, minute details that Team Malaysia is demonstrating is giving them more and more of a lead. Like you said, Super Shady does need some help. Stormy works on the plating. That's extra goal for him. 2.3k goal lead for Malaysia. 4 minutes in, and it's only a 2 kill and 1 turtle advantage. That's it.
Yeah, but we've got to talk about the level of EXP here. Momo's level 7, Super Light's level 6, Lindo's level 6, Sakai's level 7. So all across the board, everyone basically has a 1 level advantage from the side of Malaysia. And Velotizi, if he catches anyone, especially when he's able to pull them inside a turret, he can get a kill. But it is going to be quite a difficult struggle here to basically isolate one from Team Malaysia, considering the fact that everyone has a fast way to really retreat.
First time bodoh aku tengok Uran kena macam tu.
They will keep forcing you to fight until you run out of breath. But for Team Malaysia, it's not about the kills, it's about the inconvenience that they are causing, right? You know, they make sure that, you know, they tip your water bottle, you know, sideways a little bit, you know, they misalign your chair, you know, they put some Lego blocks. It makes it very inconvenient to fight, and Super Shady ends up going down.
Nice try,
It was
brother.
a valiant attempt. The only problem is it was kind of a solo attempt because you saw that the
BOT
team
goes.
was more focused on getting the orange buff. So respectable for both sides, right? Because if he was able to make a play, that would really change things up.
And Lindo just cannot really do anything, even though Yums looks like a very juicy target. He still has to revitalize. The RWM is committed. Yums ends up going down. It's going to be Super Light with the pickup. Momo is going to be sticking around, and I don't think South Africa has the damage.
Yeah, Team Malaysia is making some mistakes here, and looks like Lindo is going to be basically high-performing, taking away the EXP minions as well. Velotizi looks like not able to get Stormy there, and no further damage coming in from Juju MC.
Wow, Stormy with nerfs, so still didn't even flinch with the Purify. And that's the experience speaking there for this mid laner. I mean, all these Lindo, he's 2 levels behind, but finally able to get breathing room to farm a little bit. They will have to coin Super Light to front for the team because Velotizi alone isn't enough. Lindo has to opt for Stormy, turns on the Yums. The taunt doesn't really connect, so Momo will not show himself.
Velotizi now does have the Oracle, so we're going to have a faster cooldown on his abilities. The really real question here is, who are you going to pick up? Like, of course, Sakai's and Stormy will be the main attraction, but the problem is, both have ways to really escape your Tsunami Slam. Like Sakai's with the Traceless, and Stormy still has that Purify. I'm thinking maybe try to get Lolio. Speaking of which, Lolio just had a solo kill on Super Light.
And they're not done just yet. They also take out Super Shady. Tsunami Slam finally gets committed, but out of the RWM, not really what they want for South Africa. 4 bodies down, Lindo trying to stay alive, but a killing spree for Loliao secures the full team one.
Lancenya dah sing pun dia memang tak masuk bongok.
Eventually we need a stat of how many solo kills Lolio has had.
Yeah, he is.
Right? It feels like, I'm a gold laner, but really if I need to be EXP, I honestly can.
I can do whatever, right?
Yeah.
This is my moment.
Yeah, Lolio really being the silent killer here for Malaysia, not creating such a big fuss, not asking for attention. He's just like, all right, you know, someone's in front of me. I'm gonna kill him, and then I'm gonna move forward.
For all the internet pundits out there,
yeah,
Lolio is the pick. I mean, he clearly is. Look at this.
Even just tanking up for him, dealing damage onto Super Light. Well, all happening on top, Stormy gets killed by Super Shade, and they're continuing forward. They actually get onto Momo as well. Sakai's is there, but 1v4, probably not the best shot of trying to get a kill there.
Oh, that's one way for South Africa to stabilize the situation a little bit. Turbo does connect onto Velotizi. Yums will just be a distraction. Violence use him up, but sadly Velotizi goes down, and Sakai gets the turtle. AOG comes in. Good Thorn Rose dodge from Lindo, but Lolio on the case, finds a double kill. Now deals with Super Light. Sakai by his side. Sakai killing spree. And Super Shady goes in. The swing doesn't really do the damage that he wants. Landshaker easily navigated Sakai back into the fray and finds the kill.
Lapunya dok, lubuk katanya aku.
Is just styling on him.
Dude, Sakai's
Lubuk
man,
lapu
something
ya.
about WEC really woke him up. Really showing the Sky Prince form. Juggling the damage coming in from a team of South Africa, in a way boxing them in, where it makes a situation where, damn if you do, damn if you don't. You go left, you get hit by Skies. You go right, you get hit by Loliel, Stormy, whoever is
Kau main
there.
bahasa Silent Malaysia.
Skies has been dancing on
Kau
his
masuk
shit,
aku tapi
And
tunggu
we
playoff
say
aku.
that this is a melting pot of
Susah
culture.
sikit nak
Look at
ukur
weapons
kan
that they
kalau
have right
tak
there,
lawan
like
yang
Yo-Yo,
betul-betul
bow and arrow,
solid.
and Nax,
Tapi siapa je tim solid
futuristic.
IESF ni geng? Selain Malaysia.
bubble gun,
Some gauntlets.
Ui,
some iron
Heptasi.
gauntlets, you know. You can fight
lepas tu
bare knuckle,
Fury Hammer
you
lagi.
can fight long range, close range, medium range, and you have a Amazon
Wanjas.
in the
Greatness of the
lane.
planet.
we have a planet.
Indo TRID. Oh ya ya.
Although it-
PH tak
planet
ada
not
kan?
doing too well.
He's like a celestial.
Turki.
Celestial being.
Yeah, celestial being. Yeah.
Yang dua lawan semalam tu kan?
Which the celestial being is getting hit by Loliel.
Cambodia CFU.
Taking quite a lot
Oh,
of
yes, yes.
damage from the space gun and the super yo-yo.
Super yo-yo. Malaysia up 10,000 and that holy defense is gonna break. AOG comes in, Juju MC pops the art of
Alamak, tak keluar lah pula.
but he's just standing in
Tak
danger.
keluar lah pula.
Will be saved by the tsunami slam. Yums will go down. Good punish from South Africa.
Hey, you know what? That
Ui,
was
ui,
a bait
ui.
coming in from Super Light. Speaking of which, Sakai
Oh,
Ui,
come on.
ui.
is looking at
Oi.
Super shady, giving him just a little bit of time. And this is strategy, Husky. He is delaying his death.
Tapi
so
menganjing
that
sih.
he's not going to be there for the Lord.
Bro.
Right? You got to
Bro.
stagger the respawn time here, Husky.
I bet Sakai was like, will the real
This
Super Shady please
disrespect,
stand up? Not you.
Hey.
Execution.
Well, right now, the Lord is
Ingat
being
main rank.
taken here by Stormy. And
Ingat
Stormy
main
has
rank.
by Glaive, so it's gonna be much trickier
Waduh.
for Super Light as well as Shady to really tank the
Itu
damage coming in
T-Bag
from
orang
Shady,
namanya.
but,
Kau tahu tak?
hey, Space Gun,
Kalau
man.
game lain orang panggil BM.
Space guns, they sting.
Yeah, ahead of their time in terms of technology.
Eh,
Momo continues to
Tampar
be
ribbah
a
pula.
nuisance and they get the turn
Oh,
call.
lagi sekali.
Melody
Hitot.
is gonna get hit by the AOG. Super Shady comes in with the flicker landshaker into an RW and the combo is good. Sweet stuff. Estonia goes
Ui, ui,
down.
ui,
Yums
Sugeng,
also
ui.
overextends the guys
Hitam,
in the
boleh keluar.
thick of
Boleh
big
keluar bro. Main-main
punch
bodoh
down
doang ni.
by Super Light. Juju
Sumpah
MC
main-main
with a double
je.
kill. And South Africa finds 3.
And South Africa showing up. It's like, hey, you make a mistake, we're gonna punish you. And Malaysia overzealous there, you know, like the combo was there, so it's like, okay, I gotta commit, I gotta
Kenapa enemy
follow up.
commit?
And I feel like Sakai, he was quite surprised. It's like, oh, I'm taking quite a lot of damage. South Africa, man, they're coming in with the damage.
And you know what they say, they might be having fun, but I'm telling you who's not. Coach Ark, if you're listening to this, the boys are having a little fun. You know? Be easy on them. And kind of some slack.
Aduh.
The thing is, I feel like if Coach Ark is okay, I think
Tapi
everything back is
group
like,
stage
okay,
kena menang
nah.
2 je kan? Dah lepas tu.
I feel like there's a check and balance.
There's a good call back call. You know?
Exactly.
So
Now
apa
looking
jadi
at
game ni
items
pun
here,
Malaysia memang dah
looks
lepas
like
kan?
Lancelot will not be doing damage just yet. Hasn't finished the endless battle. Opting for more defense with the brute force, which honestly does make sense. But look at Loliel going full damage. Not even a
Tak payah
brute
balik
force,
tu.
considering the fact that the CC
Game
has
nak
been
game
nerfed,
2 dah
it
kena
moves
dah kena
speed is
marah
like,
lagi. Kau tengok ah.
endless battle movement speed is
Macam hari
I
tu
mean, I don't
masa
really
MPL kan
have-
ada jadi
I don't
sama
really
kan?
need movement speed if the enemies
Sorry,
can't
sorry.
run away.
Tak ingat yang
fast
mana.
enough. I think that's the
Lawan
approach.
Kelantan tu kan?
Although
Ah,
this
lawan
game
Kelantan,
will
lawan
go on a
Kelantan.
bit longer, and we have seen what happens when we go
Tengok
later
interview.
in the game and Eve starts getting the items. Juju MC did get some
Masa lawan JMX.
shutdowns earlier on. He will start becoming a threat. Yums finds the taunt. Lindo
Si game boleh nobar guys macam biasa.
Lodia, who pops the benches. Lodia, shut down Super Light with the pickup.
And again, we have to talk about it was a full damage
Nanti ni lah
CC.
yang boleh
And, I
Lindo.
think this is also the thing about Cassacres, where it's just like, oh, you know, Loliel's doing good. You know, internet, what are you gonna say now? And then he dies 2 times in a row
Yeah.
after we say that.
That's the Loleo effect. We've seen it plenty of times. It's a blast to the pass. Flicker into a Purify. Stormy gets up and they commit.
Apa?
Oh,
Oi
Super Shady
gila.
right in Stormy's
Sebaik
face.
dapat si Yud.
Trade for a 1v1.
Anjas,
Momo will
tengah
find
kalah
the
pun
exchange.
tak vlogging
Still
bye.
gets Sakai's and Yums in with the AOG.
Iya.
Sakai's right in the thick of battle. They assassinate
Oh no,
Juju MC.
faham sakit sangat tu.
Tries to run away, but the
Sakit
Tristan
sangat.
into turtle for the bow and arrow in the face. Momo with the flicker. Velo DZ tries to run away, but Sakai's will claim
Sakit
his
sangat,
head. And
bang.
Superlight, number
Bro,
4,
puri apa,
Sakai's
bro?
finds the inhibitor. And where is Super Light gonna go? Because Yums will take the aggro, and some guys will come back in for a mega kill, an unofficial
bodoh.
quad, and Team Malaysia cruise.
Aduh. Melekat pula.
Down mid for a game 1 win over South
Tak
Africa.
berkutik.
Yep, so Rashida gets taken
Muka
down
aku yang lag
to
tu,
Team
dorang tu.
Malaysia getting the first win here, and Sakai's kind of waiting for his team to die first. And be like,
Macam Soseng
"Oh,
tadi
my
tu
God,
dekat rank kan.
And Sakai's
Sama
looking pretty
tu.
scary on this Yi
Oh, ada audience
Sun
ah.
Shin. Looking
Ada
forward to
audience.
see it get banned every once in a while.
Every once in a while,
I mean, like, here's the thing.
I suggest
something about them, you know.
Ya,
Stormy,
tu baik tengok aku
Yums,
push
and
rank
Sakai,
bro macam
even
ni
from
aduh.
MPLMY. How is it they always
Gap dalam biasa
get
berapa, geng?
their hero?
I just want to say,
Lama ke gap?
even in our local domestic
That
league,
makes me thirsty, yeah.
domestic league, we don't even see Sakai stand over the dead body of an enemy. I'm just saying,
Turki
he's
tu
having a
aja.
lot of fun today. He is.
Husky.
Turki. Turki.
Again, both teams does look like
Authority in the field. Take a look in my iris. I'll be precise with the timing. I move.
you're just trying to stay inside the Lord pit, whereas I feel like Melissa
Recent most to be very helpful. So let's hop into game 1. The lineup John, Team Turkey in the blue side, and Team Malaysia on red.
Yeah, we can see already quite a lot of trade here coming in from the mid. Basically, everyone received some damage here. Rosa, Yums, Stormy, as well as Apex 47. Now we got to see how they're going to be contesting the jungle here, because we can already see Malaysia prime position to protect their own jungle, and Turkey just looking for opportunity. So both really understanding what each other are trying to do.
Now Stormy
Weh,
does get
sebut
lifted
golem
back, though. That is so
hidup.
dangerous. Stormy
Wanjas, cik.
barely makes it out with help of Yums. And that's the priority that we've been talking about. And first blood actually attained in the
Rino
gold
moves.
lane. Lolia with a solo kill on a Sigiboom.
Lydia must be
Sigiboom?
quite upset. It was not shown
Ni
on
bodoh
screen
macam
with
mana
all the,
Xbox solo kill.
I would say
Ah,
pressures
iya,
got
shit.
from the netizens.
Ke Soseng
there.
geng?
How did that happen?
How did that happen? I mean,
That hurts.
Sigibum already used up the Purify, so I'm guessing Lolia just went all in, and Sigibum just did not realize Export did that much damage, I guess?
I mean,
Oh,
look, he
wow,
had to
ialah
use his
perfect.
flicker, right?
Oh, baik.
Rosa is gonna eat the turtle bow in the face.
Mas.
Sakai's with a
Boleh
pick
buang
up. Tianzi is in though, has the shadow kill. Sakai's gonna use the
Hidup.
Q. Actually,
Wanjas.
Tianzi not able to pick up anyone. Team Malaysia gets away with no
Baby, bro.
casualties.
Yep, this is the experienced mid trio here coming in from SRGOG, making it so that able to bounce around the Ogi Shadow Kill, not to get all of it onto Sakai's, and even if it does, Yums is there with the Revitalize. So honestly, Team Turkey could have turned things around if Tianzi was able to get a couple of kills there.
Luna gets zoned away from the objective. Lo Liao just scouted out Tianzi at the purple buff. Team Malaysia have full priority over the turtle. Apex 47 not gonna be able to make too much of an impact without level 4. Same as Yums, but I think in terms of agency, you prefer Yums a lot more, as Momo will just soak up all the pressure from Lunar. Has the final slash. Tianzi quad shadow tries to find an opening, but Yi Shin just better with the retribution.
Yep, Sakai is able to secure that, but good on TNZ as well, waiting up for the unbreakable.
Alah, hai, tak kena.
Hold on, something's
Macam
happening.
kapal
in
aku
mid.
tu ni.
Sigiboom's gonna die again.
Cameraman gam oh.
Lolia gets a kill somehow, and now Momo looks
Ada
like
3
the,
team fight berlaku. Bawah yang paling
looks
sebenarnya.
like the duo
Tapi dia
laner
tunjuk
here,
bawah.
EXP and gold.
For 2
Mati
times
lagi
in a row,
bodoh.
Lolia
Loading.
didn't have to use the flicker for the solo kill. It makes you wonder what
Aduh.
happened in the goal lane.
I mean, hey, doubts for Momo and Lolia should be answered here. Both basically soloing the opposing laner. Looking quite good opening up here. Malaysia up by 2,000 gold.
Kurang steering Rino.
But again, we gotta wait on TNZ because we've seen Hayabusa coming back from behind. It's definitely possible, but the problem is gonna be that Uranus, right? Someone has to deal with that.
Yeah, and the person that is good at dealing with it is falling pretty far behind. And Apex 47 goes down. I think you need to call for help if you are Sigiboom. Someone needs to free him from that lane. Not to free him from that lane, but you lift that pressure a bit, right?
Yep.
Because they're gonna call me for a gank.
Two
There goes
level
Mountain
difference.
Shocker, no Purify, Sigiboom. One last effort, Blazing Duet, eat all the AOG. That's a killing spree for Sakai's. This goal lane
03
has
main
completely
4
gone to
Goal lane
dust.
memang
I
berat
mean, we
abang
talk
eh.
about how difficult it is to play a
Memang
marksman
berat lah,
gold right
bang.
now because there's a lot of gold being nerfed on the minions, where Claude is viable because he can double wave, right? Get on gold as well as mid. Now he doesn't even get gold.
I'm just shocked, right? All it took was a level 1, level 2 solo kill to really set it in motion. We just say that, you know, eventually he's going to be able to shred through the X-Borg. He's going to be able to scale to the late game. But dying 3 times in under 4 minutes, that is disastrous.
Yeah, even Momo is having an EXP lead here going up against Lunar.
May rank ke teammate punya golin.
Sigibum does have that
Berat.
But look at this, trying to fight back.
Berat.
The final slash and Rosa flickers in.
Comes in and tries to grab a target, taunted. There's nothing that Rosa could do in that situation.
Eugene lupa tengok goal difference.
To fall back as Team Malaysia.
Dia lupa, dia lupa.
Up 6-0, 3.3k goal advantage, and that lead will keep
Pun
on
nak jeling. Dia
expanding
ingat
as they work
goal
on the second
difference
turtle.
And
kosong
Momo
tadi.
doing
Silap.
the most annoying thing, 1v3 here, and
Boom.
Yuji goes in.
Don't even give them the orange buff.
Boom,
TNZ
sedot.
was secure it in the end. Final slash from Lunar.
sian.
TNZ cannot re-engage Lunar. We just have to dash around with the Vengeance. He himself flickers away.
Tak
And we
gabung
are
mati.
seeing a bit of the problem right now. Turkey don't really have that big burst that they need to finish off targets.
And again, this is just
Kan
how
dia
Malaysia
nak
plays.
bukan nak tolak baited babi tu.
Oh,
The
Hampir.
burn is there, but not gonna kill TNZ. But yeah, Malaysia, they like to draft where they can zone people away. And look at this, they're doing it quite well. They're
Yeah.
basically drafted where we don't have to fight, but if you do want to, hey, we welcome you.
Yum's reaction is out of this
Oi,
world.
kalau sampai tu.
Gets some pixel perfect reflexes, Lunar. Forced out of his own lane, bottom tier 1, gone already. And I'm struggling to look for a comeback plan for Turkey. In this situation, it looks so tough.
Yeah, because they have a lot of crowd control, but at this point, they don't have a lot of damage. And Rosa was just hit once.
Yeah.
Not pull back, just hit once, and that was like 20, maybe the minimum 50% HP loss. The traction pulls right now coming in from Stormy is not just a threat of starting a fight, but just the damage itself. Right now, the turtle will spawn in roughly about 40 seconds. And TNZ, this is the problem where 1, 2 fighters, 1 tank. It's going to be difficult for him to use the OG Shadow Kill to really get a kill. Because even Stormy was able to use the Stardom to stun him up. Well, you know, make sure that he doesn't move and just take free damage from the Kimi.
Cepatkan sikit lagi.
Makes it worse that for resources in Malaysia, 5.3k time, and he needs a lot more than he would have bargained for, honestly.
Yeah. And the problem is, even if you do go for a team fight with Lolia, the lead that he has, the last Insanity,
Tommy
even if he
cosplay
doesn't kill, it's going to deal quite a lot
Wajar.
of damage. So
Bukan Ash cosplay
even
Tommy.
it's gonna be
Hui
difficult.
hui.
Apex did.
Eish,
Sure, the
okey
idea
terus.
was he was
Seronok.
starting to utilize anyway since
Buat
Right? Like
viewing
there's
experience.
47 Apex
onto Yums.
is punishable. Momo, not really. He's literally healing everything up.
Look at that, 3 ultimates in a row. They
God.
only find Lunar, but
What
better
a
than
chain.
nothing. Lift up onto Yums. And with the OG Shadow Kill, no way
Boom.
Yums survives this, right?
Tempat
Eventually
blow.
goes down. Rosa finds the shutdown, but now they have Loli out to deal with. And Team Malaysia still ends up getting mid-tier 1. Despite all that effort from Team Turkey, they get the root on Sigiboom, and Sigiboom will have to fall back, and Rosa cannot do this alone. Not
Guy Piercer, you need to make that play. You need to make that choice.
They have what means to do a setup. That's the good thing. The bad thing is that they are so far behind. Apex will provide
Estrella
vision,
berubah kan?
but you just cannot shake Momo off.
Estrella.
Momo is just sticking onto you.
Right now, Momo is just being a bit
Claude
too
tu
annoying
Gina.
because
Nak buat apa
this
dengan urat
Uranus
tu si
was the
babi?
one that got MVP yesterday. We saw the high up. Yo,
Nak buat apa bro? Bagi stack boleh lah. Bagi
Don't
stack.
have time to deliberate.
I don't know.
Can I go to anyone?
They don't have enough.
And the Lord Killer is not ready. Not remotely ready.
Aduh.
Even the 5-man final slash, I don't think is gonna save them. Not from this predicament. Top inhibitor goes down. That is so clean Apex. I don't know what's the plan for Apex. There's really nothing much he could do. Now Turkey gets some breathing room to work on the Lord. Final slash onto Low Liao. He's gonna last Insanity. Fraga armor breaks. TNZ, again, no opening for him. Apex 47 can only watch as Team Malaysia breaks down the mid inhibitor. And not done this yet though. Momo taking some considerable output from Turkey, but still not enough to go down.
And look at
Lama.
Apex 47, been flanking
Uran
for quite a while, trying to find an opening. Looks like he's just gonna buy some time, but Sakai's is chasing after him.
Apex 47 will try, but try to see Mike Yums. The Metal Gauntlet will find it, and now Momo right in the midst of thing with Low Liao last Insanity.
Boom.
It's a barbecue season. As Stormy finds Lunar, Turkey and down to 3, and that is going to make it
So
2.
Chen punya pasif,
Singapore
satu
have no
pasif,
chance.
satu bar, bodohnya apa
With the
benda.
flicker to safety, Apex 47 back in 10. TNZ
Berat. Ui,
trying
ui.
to roll it
Awak
down.
dapat
Finds the
juga.
guys with the Sky Piercer, but it's still a disadvantage defense. Apex is now back. Minion wave to be dealt with. TNZ will need a bit of help, and they will clear it out in time. Rosa with the left back onto you. TNZ back into it. Gas the taunt. Apex 47 holds the front. TNZ doesn't have the ult. And Turkey,
Honestly,
yeah, that's gonna take a
finding too, and all by him. Now the Lord has been started up by Team Malaysia. TNZ is looking for an opportunity, but Yums is there to stop him.
That's a conceal. Bit late to the party. TNZ couldn't get there in time. I'm not sure how this is gonna pan out though. Sticky Boom wants to get into the fight, but just could not find a space to do so. Maybe with the help of Rosa, they can find some space. But Rosa is gonna get chased down. So Kai's actually burns. Apex 47 by Stormy. A 2-for-2 trade so far. Slowly out gets gone on by TNZ. And Immortality is gonna be out. Momo flickers on top of Rosa. Rosa trying to run away, but Momo should be able to get the finisher. And Team Malaysia still comes out on top. 10 seconds for Luna.
For Malaysia, all the while, we got a shot big two that they got.
Yeah.
And compared,
The winter have Siggy
he has a
on what earlier.
getting some control.
Half Turkey knows about this, so an AOG could be the surprise factor that Malaysia is looking
Draft,
for.
yeah.
That's why they will pull off the Lord.
Yeah, look at that. It's not just a play here. And look at this, Rosa trying to zone people out. Sigibum does have that winter crown, so he has an opportunity to make a play here. Will Turkey take it?
So Liao loses. Deeper got armor. Good attempt for TNZ. Yum stops him in the spot. So Sakai's gets the retribution. Apex, you have to throw his body as he goes down. AOG connects on the Rosa. Yum's on the chase. Brings No Liao in. TNZ can't really get much done. Sakai's just solo kills Sigibum in the back line. And the turtle bone on the TNZ. Sakai with a trip
Gets a kill on.
clean as a whistle from the local heroes. Team Malaysia.
I picked up and pick up quite early.
Wow, okay. We have talked about the Akai every now and then. It is a different approach. Okay, let's see. Oh wow, it does make life slightly complicated for the
Kat jungle.
players.
Tapi Akai very good lah
Traces can
lawan
only dodge
Kalea.
so much. You have a spinning
good, very
panda coming towards you. A
Let's
black
go, let's
dragon,
go.
a petrify. So there are definitely more things to consider, but it's not impossible to deal with. By pushing your mechanics to the absolute limit. But Lancelot is can be a return. Hayabusa also. Lancelot for Sakai, why not?
Okay, is Stormy gonna use something else?
He's
Okay, they
like,
pick up
bro,
the Lapu
Valentina,
first.
bro.
I wonder if they hurt us.
Valentina.
You know, Vecchio
Babi
put
sedap
on
gila
her,
siot
like,
ni
okay,
kandang
you know what,
Valentina.
you're right. We do keep giving them the same heroes over and over again. So maybe time to switch it up just a little bit. And
Tapi
then
aku
Venture
rasa dia
Stormy
tak
still gets the
Valentina.
Kimi.
Dia akan pick Kimi lah.
I don't see why not. I mean, Yves is still open.
Yeah.
Varsa is still open. Selena is still open.
Yeah.
Lunox is still open.
I still want them to pick up a Granger here.
For
South Africa.
South Africa?
Yeah. Granger or Hive, either or. But I would prefer Granger because I think it's easier to execute.
Wow.
But they take the Valentina. Honestly, pretty smart.
Ingatkan
Because you
ingatkan
don't
ni.
want
Homo
Stormy
Kimi.
using that Valentina against your Akai.
Yeah, I have a...
I like that.
You pick
I'm a
by.
sucker for
Wow,
good Valentina
amazing.
players. Because my Valentina...
Virus.
sucker for good
Homo Kimi
Akai
tak
players.
sampai dua dekat Afrika.
No, my Valentina win rate is so low, I can't show it in the lobby.
My Valentina win rate is so low, I play rope.
The pop-up was like, you can't show your Valentina win rate because it's below a certain
By
amount.
Ruby.
That's how poor I am on this hero.
You know what? Let's
Tak
either work
salah
on
pun
that
Ruby.
or make it worse.
Or I have a third way. I just don't play her.
All right, well, there's the option. Lunox gets banned out here by South Africa, and good shot. Maybe even ban out
Apa
of
golin
Farsa.
untuk kanan yang
Actually,
patut di ban?
Selena.
Ruby
Selena.
kita tak ada
You
masalah.
cannot let
Cici dah ban.
Kalia go.
It's
Granger kot.
it's a
Bukan
slippery slope
Granger lah
right
bang
now.
kiri.
Yep.
It's a slippery
Eh,
slope
kanan.
for South Africa ban. I mean, the Lunox
Granger,
it opens up
Granger.
your the Harif matchup, and not just
Granger
the
ban,
Harif, but
Granger ban.
in general, right? You don't have to deal with the headache. What else? I mean, for Team Malaysia, you can start banning.
Rasa macam tak boleh sampai bro Granger ni.
Matilda. I am liking that ban there because again the thing about South Africa is that hey they can chase again the warriors of the Cape, right? So
Yep.
banning out the Matilda, hey, you know what, Team Malaysia they're taking this quite strategically.
You know-
In fact, to the point where now that I'm looking at the draft here, Husky, That's an amazing way to deal with the Kalia, having an Akai.
Dexter.
Oh, Estes, Florian. Okay, I'm thinking ahead of myself. They're not as big as of a threat as the Matilda. You still go for mid lane bans here. Ban a Selena. There would be a very hard read, but it would open up some possibilities for you too. Like you don't have to worry about the vision. Gimme ban is also good.
Oh, now that I think about it, Malaysia could pick up the Beatrix.
Ah, yes.
Right.
Loliao, Beatrix.
I wonder if they're letting go of the potential Selena is because as a melee hero, you got to be careful of the Kai, right?
Yes.
So maybe they're using the Sakai as, okay, pick whatever
Uranus
melee heroes that you
sebenarnya.
want, and then we can punish.
Ya, dok.
But if Malaysia does pick
Sebab
up
kalau
that
kanan ni
Beatrix,
Uranus
and Akai can't really help
Lepas
against
tu
that.
dia letak Yujong ni golin
Whoever gets grabbed just gets blown up.
Macam tadi dia open lah
Beatrix
man.
is actually one of Loliao's hero too. He's very experienced on Beatrix. We've seen him pull off some, I think, incredible heroic plays when Beatrix was still a thing. The Minotaur ban by
Minotaur.
Malaysia, really reading into the
Golin
draft.
apa ni?
And
Granger,
it's
Granger.
pretty cut.
Honestly, not
Granger.
being that big in terms of roam would be the high loss or turn it around. Let the Akai be your roam and still get a damage in the jungle. Yusenshin is still up.
Hayabusa, Joy,
Yeah.
Suyo.
I think Yusenshin would work the best.
Granger
but
doh ni.
going up against a Lancelot, maybe consider the Haya.
It will be a skill matchup if you take YSS. Not to mention you have the Kalea to worry about. So that's Franco.
Okay, so it's like, yes, come in, I dare you. It's not just the Akai, it's the Franco now. You know what, at this point,
Lawan lancis juga.
I'm okay if Story wants to pick up a Farsa or a Novari.
Beatrix doh, let's go.
CC and a Hilda in my face.
Beatrix
for one
ni
whole
bang.
game.
Beatrix
I'm willing to
dengan
invest. Though they did ban the CC, I don't think
Barca
Hilda can
boleh,
get
Barca
anytime
boleh.
soon. But you know, it's the
Boleh doh Barca. Boleh
it's
terbang
the
lari pada
after
Yujong.
effects, right?
Beatrix
It
pasar doh, let's go.
also keeps the lane safe. We get to see the full draft of Malaysia before deciding on, what Super Shady gets to play.
So, for Team Malaysia, what will be the gold lane as well as the mid here? Kind of feel like Farsa
Beatrix doh,
is a
Yujong
pretty
mati
safe
oh.
pick.
Beatrix is still
Brr, brr,
okay, I
brr, brr.
guess.
Nahan dah.
And the Granger. Okay, you know what? I think they heard it. They'll be like,
Okay, Stormy, okay.
yep.
This will be worth.
And an attack.
Nathan.
You know what? I'm liking what I'm
Oh ya
seeing.
doh,
I'm
sedap doh.
liking it.
Nathan
It
pick tu
looks like
disebut
the
actually.
players
Sebab
are
diorang
liking
punya
it
front
here.
line kuat
South
sangat
Africa's
sekarang.
like, you know what? Let's go. We got the draft that we want.
This is hype.
Let's give our
Draft tak ada
very best to
masalah.
Malaysia.
So far
And
tengok dua
in
game
case you guys are
tim
thinking,
belah kanan.
what? A Nana,
Happy
hey,
gameplay.
Stormy
Aduh.
brought this in grand
Nana.
finals before.
It was an unstoppable Nana, by
Boleh
the way.
nakai tengah alti lah.
Championship pick.
Wajas.
We've got a game on our hands for sure.
Cumanya
I'm liking
damage-nya
this.
cukup ke
These
tidak?
are the kind
Itulah
of
soal.
drafts that I
Itulah yang
enjoy, right?
merisaukan ni.
I look past what the result is going to be and I just focus on the moment because, again, it's the fearlessness that the teams bring to the table that really makes it enjoyable. So
Prime
game 2 is
Nana,
gonna be
bro,
coming
yes.
up pretty soon. South Africa against Malaysia. A part
Prime
of me wants
Nana,
us to go
bro.
game 3. That's how invested I am.
I mean, let me just say
Banyak
this,
main.
right?
Adalah
Husky, I
banyak
feel
main
like
sangat.
almost
Nana
have
pick
the
tu
same
bukannya
sentiment.
bad pick
Yeah,
pun.
It's game like this that made us
It's not a bad
interested in
pick.
the game in the first place.
But
It
it's not the
makes
best
us
pick
want to
also
be
lah.
casters.
Makes
Sebab
it
takut
all
damage
worth
tak
it.
cukup.
Yeah.
Kalau snowball lagi
So it looks
kan.
like Team Malaysia
Tapi kalau
going up
gamenya
against
50-50,
South
berat sikit.
Africa here. Going in with a unique draft, really showing the flavor of each country. We're jumping straight into the land of dawn here, and it looks like it is going to be Lindo using the Kai in the jungle. We'll see how both teams perform in the land of dawn.
the
There are some
mighty
pretty
jungle.
Interesting ultimates that
Apa tak nampak lancip
can be
dia?
stolen by Juju MC. First of all, the
Kenapa tak
Molina
nampak
bullets
lancip dia? Stack Zel!
from the Nana. That could be a big boon. We've seen Ravens Fighter before. We also seen Tsunami Slam. But again, the minor movements from Team Malaysia securing them the Little Wanderer. And sadly, as a Franco, you really cannot walk up to these areas. Not with a Valentina as a mid laner, so they will have to take a bow and just concede the priority.
I think part of the reason why they pick up the Nana is that in case anything happens, you're not going to die instantly, right?
Yeah, you have basically a get out of jail free card. Though Momo continues to put on pressure on Super Light. Yums showing some presence. Always going to be faster in terms of rotation compared to a Franco.
Yeah, Velotizi almost gets the rapid boots as well to make sure that he moves around faster in the map, which honestly doesn't make sense. How does a Franco has one of the highest movement speeds in the game?
Oh, not to mention, yes,
Uish,
regen.
tarik
he's out
je
of
lah.
cover too.
Cooldown. Waduh, cooldown.
Well, right now,
Aku
Team
positif lah
Malaysia
cooldown.
as well as South Africa here. Looks like South Africa understands that an early rotation will be coming in mid, and that's a smart way to move around the mid lane. Stormy managing to
Nice,
escape
tak
that.
kena
Yums goes in.
Wow, they instantly turn on the Velotizi.
Aduh,
First blood
aduh.
for Suk guys. Terrified to cancel out the Phantom Execution. Turtle's going to be spawning on the bottom
Aduh.
side. Sadly for South Africa.
Tapi
they're
Team
not
Malaysia
gonna
boleh ni doh.
bloody
Boleh
hard
hire doh.
anytime
Coach dia
soon.
drafter.
But the fact that they still have the Valentina
Ambil
as well as
SA punya
Akai. I was about to
SA
say
punya
maybe
drafter
they
guys.
can,
Bawa masuk Malaysia.
But considering that
Oh.
Super Light just got solo kill by
Kena solo
Momo,
kill.
probably
Kena solo
not
kill
a
dengan Lapu, bhai.
good
How?
chance for him to fight.
Get a good hook.
How,
but
brother?
Nico is down in health. And they go for the flicker Tsunami Slam. They purify. Stolen Tsunami Slam. Juju MC forgot that Suk guys is around. So Suk guys uses him as a launching pad to just jump around onto Lindo. Juju MC doesn't get out. Stormy with the follow-up boomerang flicker takes the kill.
I think even South Africa was surprised. But look at that, Velotizi gets Yums, and Yums is able to get out. GGMC purifies out and basically says, no.
Aduh, cannot lah bro.
Let me show you.
And then it's like, oh wait, maybe.
Tiba,
I should
2K
not
golit.
have done that.
Yeah, Suk guys just launches himself. Oh, that's a bullet in
Mati
the blitz.
doh.
Uh-oh.
Alah, tak
Suk
lepas
guys is
lah
on a
pula.
killing spree.
Hey, the thing about a Franco, right? He's not the tankiest guy, which is so weird.
Mati.
And now Super Shady gets solo killed by Loliel. And again, we need a counter here.
Takkan mati
Like
lagi.
solo kills that both Momo and Loliel
Jong,
has been
takkan
getting.
mati lagi
Speaking
Jong.
of
Bergerak
which,
Jong. Kau
Oh.
Jong.
Another one.
Decapitated.
Bergerak
Sky
Jong.
Piercer, Loliel, by the way. And that's the first line of
Aduh.
Sky Piercer.
Oh, does it
Cheeky
hit?
little fella, Loliel.
Yeah. Velotizi.
There.
I don't think he has enough damage even if he does catch us.
All right. Hook into Tsunami Slam
Yep.
into Bloody Hunt. It's good for the. It's good
No,
for.
no, okay. Hook into Tsunami Slam.
Baik.
Hold on.
Aku rasa kalau
He
libas,
can't get away here. He can't
kalau
get
tiga-tiga
away
libas tu
with
kena
taking
kan,
five back.
mati bos.
Okay, listen. Hook,
Okay.
Tsunami Slam.
Lolil dengan
And
Momo
Akai
betul-betul
spins
ni
the
geng.
Yes.
Betul-betul lapor
He
bagi.
pushed them all the way into the base.
If they
Redemption,
can complete
redemption
that
aku cakap.
and push one guy
Ini
into the
interview,
fountain,
interview.
I take
Dia
that
nak
as a win.
buktikan yang kalau aku dapat
If
tim
you
yang
want
sedap,
that, you need a
aku
lead.
boleh bantai-bantai.
Oh, that too.
Wajar.
There we go. Tsunami Slam. They're gonna take Lindo and nothing
Ada
that he
ulti.
can do in a situation. Stormy finds the second kill.
It looks like Heavy Spin just came off cooldown. So if he had it, he would have survived
plating
earlier.
lu.
So probably used it much earlier. And Team Malaysia was on it. They understand the
Piu.
cooldowns.
Siapa nak bagi?
Speaking of which,
260.
right now Team Malaysia looks like they are getting for
Siapa
the
nak
golden
bagi?
turret. And Lolio hasn't taken it down, but gotten a lot of shield. So a lot of gold here. Malaysia at 4 minutes have almost 6,000 gold.
Almost 6,000 gold. Loliao just got a Hunter's Strike, second turtle for Malaysia.
6K
Up tier
goal
one.
difference.
Eventually
Minute
go down to
4.
here.
Oh,
Poke into a flicker, suppression. There it is. Kill on the Yubes. Molina Blitz will come
Okay,
through.
Yub,
But Otizi
bye-bye lah,
taking
bang.
too much. As Stormy will claim that one. And Lindo doesn't really want to interact with this. Juju MC does show up, doesn't find the opportunity for a grab, and both teams disengage.
Yeah, Stormy were inspecting that using the flicker quite early, making sure it doesn't get grabbed. Super Light trying to get as much farm as he can, because at level 7 is okay, but compared to Momo, which is level 9, definitely not ideal.
Not at all. And they need Lindo to really farm up a
Forex
little
buy
bit.
you Jong.
Can still use Malaysia 7K goal advantage in under 5.5 minutes. The guys will claim another camp for himself. I mean, Loliao is farming past tier 1, man.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. If Super Shady is able to get 3 items, there's always that possibility, right? Oh, already
Meh.
used up the heavy spin, so Team Malaysia, they can
Ay,
get-
dapat
Oh,
sial.
The hook onto Momo, the
Api
Manila
rata,
Blitz from
bodoh
Stormy
sini.
catches them. And then Loliao finds an easy triple kill. Super Light late to the party. Malaysia now up 9.3K.
6K
5
goal
minutes of the
difference.
game.
Yod, minute
And
6.
look at
What the
this.
fuck?
Super Light taking a lot of damage here.
Loliao, he's in. He's out for blood. Momo on a quick spree. Super Shady cannot get the pickup on the Loliao, who flickers to safety. And they are looking for mid-tier 2. Flying Cloud brings South Africa back into the fight, but a Tsunami Slam committed by Yums on the Lindo. They get the hook on the Yums, but Yums escapes. Momo flickers forward with the Land Shaker and just destroys Super Shady. Juju MC eats the boomerang. Stormy walks away scot-free. And 3 more body shots.
Aduh.
Using the
11K gol diferencia.
and gets away with it.
Mainin na, bro.
11 at 6 minutes and 30
What the
here.
fuck?
Team Malaysia is really pushing their advantage, and Velatizi using the Winter Crown to survive the onslaught from Sakai's.
Take that belt, Momo. Come on, you committed the ult. Get it. It's too good of a man.
Yeah. Hey, that's why they choose Momo.
That's why I choose him.
You know what? Momo will not take my belt.
He's too nice.
Yeah, he's too nice. Speaking of which, right now Malaysia 12,000. And they're going forward.
And Lindo trying to spin away. Lodiel can't chase him down just yet. So there's a disengage from South Africa. Let's see if Velatizi can land that hook. We haven't seen that combo yet. Hook into a Tsunami Slam.
Come on.
I want to see it once.
They're trying, okay? They're trying.
I know.
All right. First things first. Get the hook.
Yes.
After that, we'll talk. Because Lindo does not have the heavy spin yet. Okay, they're just waiting for it.
Oh, Momo just commits the bravest fighter right in their face too. So that's mid tier 2 going down.
Oh.
Come on, Velatizi.
Yeah.
You're gonna go.
You can see Momo knows the combo is coming. So he uses the triple slash to make sure he has that CC immune just in case. Just in case he gets hooked.
13K gila.
It's always something to look forward to. The last outer line of defense for South Africa goes down. Yums tries to go for a kidnap, and he found his target, Velatizi, out of the picture.
Yep, and right now with 40,000 gold, one of the largest gold leads we've seen for a while. Momo jumps in, straight on to Lindo, and Team Malaysia at 8 minutes in might try to end the game here.
They get the polymorph.
Wih, takkan end, bro.
He's the blitz godlike for Lodiel.
Bro, takkan end, bro.
Make sure that he's sent packing back into the fountain. Entropy already committed by Super
Minit
Shady.
8 bang. Yang benar lah bang.
Malaysia still sticking around in the base.
Yang benar lah bang. Sakit mulu gerejanya. Ah! Pada flicker. Gila. Gila Lolia, bro.
Just a cinematic fashion. One last attempt on Juju MC takes out Lolia.
Wih, pada minion.
Shuts them down.
Aduh.
And South Africa comes back swinging with the Black Dragon form. Stormy gives his life away, but Sakai is still around dancing.
Okay.
But gets spin and shut down for Lindo. South Africa holds.
A successful
Dikasih
defense
nafas, dikasih
coming in
nafas.
from South Africa, dropping
Kena marah ni kau, kena marah bro.
15,000
Confirm.
all the way to 9,000. Basically a 4,000 to 5,000 gold conversion here, Husky. That's quite big. Speaking of which, the items are starting to pile up here. Super Shady having 2 items, and they are rushing the Lord. Can he actually get it though?
Solid Wishes wasn't flying Cloud because it allows Malaysia to come back into the fight. Momo into the thick of it. They lost Velatizi to purify out for Super Shady. But Momo just slices and dices him. Super Light cannot hold his own. Momo slams the Land Shaker. A good attempt from South Africa, but Malaysia just came back too fast with the Clouds.
Yeah, because again, this is at 9 minutes of the game. The respawn time is not that long just yet. Only about 14
respect
seconds
streamer.
at most.
Tak payahlah bro, end lah bro.
Guys jumps in, deals a little bit of damage.
Kalau ada
and
game,
oh,
oi.
doesn't get hooked.
Velatizi tried, but Sakai had the iframe.
Si
Last
gocek.
inhibitor goes down. South Africa have one last chance. Momo again commits the ultimate. Velatizi will try to buy time as the rest of his teammates will take that opportunity to deal with the minion wave. Velatizi knows that he is done for. A worthy sacrifice. Land Shaker on it too. Momo swings away, gets terrified. Ooh, Super Light. Tries to look for a finisher, but Momo instantly fights back. The Furious dive gets a 2-man knockup into a kidnap right there. Sakai
Tak mati lantik dia bro.
and Malaysia now turns onto the crystal. Playtime
GG.
is over. 2-0 for Malaysia and a flawless group stage run.
At 10 minutes and 24 seconds,
So fun.
Malaysia has successfully won against South Africa.
So
and you saw they
fun.
were trying to kill Sakai's, still able to get away. This kid is too good.
This kid's too good.
Yup.
And with that, it's a flawless trio record. Clean in
Masalahnya,
the guaranteed quarterfinals.
masalahnya Loliel dengan Momo ni main dengan SRT macam dah lama main je.
On stage regardless between both teams.
Tak nak sure lah ada
South
lawan
Africa
enemy
don't
yang
have
tak berapa
invested,
keras kan.
but it was an
Tapi
enjoyable game to watch.
It was
Tapi tak
enjoyable.
nampak
Shout
apa
outs
orang
to
cakap
South
tak
Africa,
nampak
being good sports. It looks like they're
disconnected
all
lah.
having fun on stage, so
Momo
looking
dengan
forward
Loli
to
ni.
see more MLBB coming in from South Africa.
Yeah, and we get to see the combo. We get to see the hook and tsunami slam. Shout out to Juju MC. Great Valentina showcase. It has a.
Rank aku sengit lagi tu.
Yep. And with that, we're throwing it over to the stage with Rose as well as Team Malaysia for the winner's interview.
You guys have it, the home ground heroes.
So, sebabkan dia orang dah
continues
4-0.
their journey to
ID pun 4-0 je.
20-25. Team Malaysia continuing their win
So,
of 2-2.
4-0, 6-0 lah jadinya sebab menang 3-0. So, yang lepas apa? Satu tim ke dua kan? So, nanti play off.
I ask, how are you feeling after
Kita
the
group
win?
apa?
But
Group
this
A
time,
dengan group?
Coach, how do you feel after what you just watched?
Group C.
I think the boys enjoyed too
Eh,
much,
ada
I would
interview
say. So, yeah. But overall, I'm happy that we still get the win that we needed.
After game 1, did you give them like a strict talking?
Not so strict. I just told them to just balance your emotions, don't overhype, and let's respect our opponent. So I think that's what they did in game 2, except for the last siege. But yeah.
Yeah, that last one in the second game, that was a little bit naughty. Now, Coach, speaking about the game itself, the draft in game 2, I know that you guys have previously brought out Nana in the MPL Malaysia Grand Finals, but perhaps you could share with us a little bit on why you decided on Nana today. Was it Stormy's request or was it your own opinion?
Stormy missed playing Nana because the last time we played it, I think 2 seasons ago. So he requested to have another cute hero. So
Cute hero.
I want to play Nana.
Was he like, Nana, Coach, promise?
Yeah, Diana Chomel.
Diana Chomel. I agree. That is definitely a cute
But it's not a
hero.
bad
Of course,
pick.
Lolio,
Definitely not a bad
hello.
pick.
How are
Molina
you?
bro,
You had fun?
Molina.
Yeah, I had fun just now.
Yeah, I can tell. I think everybody in the arena can tell that you definitely had fun. Lolio, how's your journey so far in the WEC 2025 with this lineup?
Our journey so far is, I would say we are doing good. And I had fun also playing with SRJ and also with Coach Kadia leading me. So yeah, very, very fun.
Happy
Do you
bro.
think with
Kalau aku
the
jadi dia pun happy
consistency
sial.
that you guys are putting to the table right now, you guys are quite confident
Bro,
for
kau
a
duk
back-to-back
main
championship, this
dekat
WEC?
tim itu, tim
Yeah, we
ini
are very
kan.
confident.
Pum
We
dapat
will
main
bring
dengan
this
SRG
momentum
pula.
to the next stage.
Satu tournament
Wow,
gila tak
that is
happy
definitely
bro.
very
Lepas tu
interesting to hear.
perform lah.
And of course, your next
Bye.
matchup will be either
Bahagia.
Mongolia or Team Egypt, which right now they are currently still playing. So in your opinion, if you could choose Team Mongolia or Team Egypt, who do you actually want to meet?
I would pick Mongolia
Oh, why?
just because I think they can do better.
Manjas.
Okay, that is very interesting. We will know who Team Malaysia will meet tomorrow. I'm pretty sure in a short while because right now Team Egypt versus the Team Mongolia game is currently happening. But you know what? Coach Ark and
Tak,
Lolo,
sebab
thank
goal
you
line
so
lah,
much for
particularly.
spending your time with me on
Nak
stage,
dapat,
and
nak tahu dia
congratulations.
punya
And I'm
ceiling
gonna
lah.
show it back to the casters to
Max
break down what
potential memang
happened in
kena
this
letak dekat
amazingly
team
crazy
yang
series.
solid. Sebab Golden kan main lambat kan. So kita tengok
Thank
kalau
you very
macam
much,
contoh macam ni
Rose,
kan.
and
Kan
again,
trio mid
congratulations to
ataupun
Team
quad
Malaysia.
mid
Speaking of
memang
which,
membantai-bantai kan.
shouts to Lolio, man. Like,
Tapi kalau lepas tu golennya
his
macam
injury has
sendu-sendu
slowed
je
down.
lah.
You know,
Maknanya
he's been
golennya
practicing the
tak
interview
adalah ni sangat kan.
It brings a tear to my eye. He's all grown up.
So Lolil
My
so far so
boy,
good lah.
Still with the
Sekejap, so nanti play off.
still with the deep voice.
Tadi lah Rus cakap jumpa Mongolia
I mean, he
ataupun
has
Egypt
he doesn't get much opportunity.
A jumpa D2.
Few times that he
Oh,
gets
jumpa D2.
play.
D2.
Oh, we're just getting interviewed, but no play with this current
Oh,
lineup.
so akan
And
jumpa
clearly
yang nombor 2 kat
making
sini
a
lah.
back-to-back run
Memang
is
atas
the
tadi.
goal, and so far, I think they're
So
on
jumpa
track.
Egypt ataupun
Yeah,
Mongol lah.
for sure.
Mongol apa?
looking pretty good, pretty strong, but again, the
Alamak,
real
mana
test
tunjuk?
will
Mongol
be
team apa?
happening in playoffs. And even Coach Ark's like, no, I didn't scold them that much.
Dia ada
He's
team
like,
power.
Remember not to overhype. Remember your roles. Remember your jobs.
I think
Siap, so
showing
Myanmar,
respect to your
nanti
opponent is
akan
also
jumpa
a mentality
pemenang
that has been instilled,
C1B2.
which is good.
And maybe in game number 2,
T1
maybe even South Africa's like, you don't need to respect that much.
ID
You know, just play
D2.
around a little bit. 'Cause
Eh?
game 2, relentless.
T1
Yeah, it's
B2
just pure fun. Just everyone is trying their
Nepal.
best and
Ataupun
enjoying the moment. But in this case, Team Malaysia
Dominican
came
Republic.
out the other end, 25-6 in 10.5 minutes.
Yeah. 10
The
minutes,
Mongols
25
itulah dia kan.
Almost. getting the
So kalau ni boleh jumpa So akan jumpa ID kat sini man. Dan knockout tu bukannya lower bracket. Yep. Tak ada ID my grand final tadi. So high chance akan menang. Terus kalau balik sial. So grand final akan jumpa Cambodia atau Myanmar atau tapi ada Turki. Oh yelah.
Goal lead in a single game. We capped off at 16.5k at one point before the unfortunate, four-man death in the
Ada
base.
tak place tapi standard lah kalau
Still, it was
international
very
yang
enjoyable,
apa?
to watch.
Sebab IESF ni kan dia style macam apa? Style cup, betul-betul cup macam World Cup SEA Games macam tu kan. Macam pingat gitu lah. Kenapa tak ada Indo Malaysia? Sebab Indo punya team dekat sini. Dan ni tak ada lower bracket. So kalau Indo menang sini, Malaysia menang sini, akan jumpa kat semi. Lower final. Ni bukan lower final. Ni third place. Ini third place je. So siapa kalah semi final akan lawan kat sini.
Make it feel comfortable. And also one thing worth noting
Indo
that since we
jumpa
are concluding our group stage very soon is that playoffs is single elites. We only have a bronze
B2
medal
jumpa
match.
Nepal.
So means that
Nepal
tomorrow
atau
onwards is do or
Dominican.
die, right? You lose that series, it is going to be the end of your tournament lives. And for Stormy, the prodigy
So
of
nanti jumpa
Malaysia,
Turki,
is,
Cambodia
MVP of the
ke?
game. It's a
Cambodia kot.
casual 4-1-11 Nana.
SEA Games macam ni ke tak tahu lah. Aku tak tengok lagi tu bracketnya. Dah ada.
Doing quite well. Malaysia has a big target on his back because they have shown up against all of their opponents. All 3 games were broadcasted, so quite a lot of information for the other countries, the other teams, other nations here. But again, it's part of the good and bad, right? Being the defending champions.
Yeah, I mean,
you get a lot of screen time, but the bad thing is you get a lot of screen time.
I think watching how they dominate Turkey yesterday also was a big eye-opener, right? I think even for the players themselves, they expected it to be a
Single
slightly
Lily.
closer
Knockout.
match. This highlight was another master
Knockout.
class
Ni
of
pun
Team
single
Malaysia.
round robin.
Overall, they were
Tan
some
oh, tapi ada 2
performers
group je.
like this one. I enjoy this one. I enjoy the
2 group saja. Round robin BO2. Top 3 akan layak.
Was I supposed to do that? And then the entire team was like, were you supposed to do that?
It's like, whoa, this works.
Because he's like, guys, the combo, remember? The combo. And he's like, no, I already used my heavy spin. But either ways, this shows mechanical prowess from the Malaysian team, the macro, and the flexibility.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Loliel is showing up. He can use a fighter. He can use a marksman, right? Momo can use a front line. He can use a diver. And then Stormy can use a Nana.
And see Momo playing
Off ke jap.
fighter,
Let me think.
XP laners, and just instead of focusing on gotta get those final slash setups or the Uranus where you're just frontlining for the team. It's a breath of fresh
Top
air.
1 group akan ke depan.
Really
Apa? IESF.
showcase his charm.
Top 2.
This was the attempt. South Africa would go onto the Lord. But unfortunately, it's flying cloud, so Malaysia instantly got back into
Esok?
the action.
Alah, aku pun lupa juga nak tengok jadual.
I guess broken walls.
Kejap.
Maybe, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
But still, a good attempt coming in from South Africa. So shout out to
December 6
them.
ada gap 1 hari lah.
But this is not
Kenapa
the
ada gap
end of
1
the
hari
day,
ya?
Husky. We still have one more game. The
Padahal esok
Cambodia
1.
male team as well as the Dominican Republic team will be playing later on.
Uish.
And personally, after seeing
Oi.
Bao Bei perform with her teammates, Cambodia was
Pukul
able to
12 hanat.
a little sad, but still want to see how the guy team performs.
Yeah, and you know,
wait.
Cambodia,
Alah, hari Senin.
Indonesia are one of the 2 countries that still have
Eh.
both categories in the tournament, right?
Eh.
Cambodia in the
Betul lah besok.
female category, and for the male category, I think they have
Aduh.
playoffs, and now it's the
Jangan
same
gam bro.
will
Pukul
fight
10 sial.
evening. And up against Dominican Republic is another blind box opening, another chance to see what the other countries have in store.
Have no idea what's gonna come.
Pukul
out.
10
And
siot.
say like,
Aduh.
what's gonna happen? Even
Ah.
South Africa trying out that combo right is a treat. So I hope we get the same energy coming in from Dominican Republic. Of course, trying to win, right?
Yeah.
Trying to win, try to beat out Cambodia.
Orang
but
nak
Cambodia
tidur,
is
sial.
really not a
Okay lah,
rising
daripada pukul
team.
9 guys
They have
Wish,
established
takkan aku lupa
themselves
siap.
in the,
Tragedi
MLBB match.
And not to mention that
Tragedi
they have
pukul
fell
9.
short in the recent times on the international stage.
Oh, betul-betul kita
Target
beri
is
swap
not
pukul
just
6.
to get through Dominican Republic, but the
Wanjas,
target,
breakfast.
unfortunately, is
Roti
Malaysia.
canai teh tarik.
Gotten
Wanjas.
female category team, and now the open
Kita
category
vlog ah
team
besok guys ah.
for us.
Yep. And that being said, we are going for a short break.
Kita vlog besok.
It will be one more match in the open division, which is again.
Okay,
the
tapi besok aku tak tengok full lah guys ah.
against Cambodia.
Aku tak tengok
So,
full.
this battle, in
Aku
this
rasa
match,
ID
it
punya
will
pun aku
see
tak
you
tengok
guys
kot
on
sebab
how
dia
to
lawan
make for
lawan
the
tak
final
best lah.
match of WC 24.
Aku akan tengok main je lah. So esok aku live pukul 10 kita tengok main ataupun aku tak payah tengok live lagi guys tengoklah macam mana. Tapi yang pasti aku tak tengok full lah. Maybe daripada semi kot kita start tengok full. Lah. Nak tengok live ke? Perlu ke tengok live? Sebab lawan Malaysia punya lawan pun bukanlah ni saya. Lah aku rasa kan. Aku rasa kita tak payah tengok live lah man. Bukan nak confident tapi dah menang lah aku rasa. BO3 siot. Oh, grand final je BO5. Manjas. Tak apalah, tengoklah macam mana guys tak tahulah. Ada lah tak ada. Tak ada lah bang. Bangun ke tidak lah. Kalau aku nak bangun, aku bangun bro. Rock. Semudah itu. Nak belajar YT sebab dekat TT tak boleh nobar apa ni? Benar lah ni.
Data telefon, Bitcoin Mobile kan ada.
Serius lah man. Aduh, tak percaya tu. Cubalah trust. Cubalah for once. Trust. Okay, I think that's it lah. That is it for today I think. Okay, terima kasih semua. Aku update lah nanti kat Discord kita nak tengok ke tak. Tapi aku rasa boleh lah. Sebab setakat tengok satu game aku tak kisah sangat. Satu match. BO3 je pun. Boleh. Okay. Confirm. Esok pukul 10. Di sini juga. Okay, di YT. Di YT juga kita akan tengok Malaysia lawan apa? Mongol ataupun Egypt Malam ni ada malam ni tak ada je lah. Anggap tak ada je lah. Malam ni tak ada men. Tak, sebab aku nak pergi tengok Nayu Simi. Pukul 12.30 masalahnya Nayu Simi je. So kalau ada pun pukul 4 aku lewat sangat dah. So kita jumpa besok 10 pagi je. Serius. Tak bohong. Tak tengok tak. Last time yang aku cakap aku nak pergi tu tak jadi. Tidak jadi, malam ni baru nak pergi. Betul 10. Serius. Okay? Trust. Wanjat. Okay, terima kasih semua menonton dengan saya. I appreciate the support. Okay? Besok 10 pagi, catat. Real. Tak payah klik bro, ni kat YT kan? Ada bukti betul? Ada bukti. Aman. Ada bukti bro. Kalau ada bukti, tak ada bukti pun aku tepati apatah lagi ada bukti betul. Okay, terima kasih semua. Kita jumpa besok pukul 10 pagi, okay? Yang dengar seterima Inside Benzin 5431. Terima kasih guys. Bye-bye.